It's time I finally upgrade from my duct tape chest rig. I've been using this for a while now and it has surpassed all of my expectations. Yes, it's duct tape and you can hate on it for being a child's afternoon arts and crafts project, but I love it. It's functional and it allowed me to get out on the range and train while I saved up my money for better gear. And in the end, it taught me that I don't need to be spending a lot of money on nylon gear. I can just make it myself. But if this is so great, why would I need to upgrade? Because I had an idea that was too cool not to do. And here is my old web gear that I probably got in elementary school. All I've done is I've cinched up the straps on the suspenders as high as they will go, and I rotated the belt so that the buckle is on the side. And here is the placard I made to go with it. I used 500D Cordura, which is plenty tough, and you can get it in almost every camo pattern. I'll show you all of its features and exactly how I made it, but first a short montage of interactions with my new chest rig during my last range session. Overall, the rig worked great, super comfortable, and I have absolute confidence that the retention straps will retain my mags, but I also felt there was enough retention when I'd fold the flaps inside the magazine pouches. And I'm happy I was able to manipulate those flaps as well as I did, given the fact that the wind chill was below 0 degrees Fahrenheit and I couldn't feel my hands for much of this, and I am not exaggerating when I say that. It was the coldest temperatures I've ever experienced. Now when I was designing this, I made sure to leave a large portion of the magazine sticking out of the pouches because I wanted to be able to grab as much of a magazine as possible, which worked perfectly here because my hands were so cold that even when I could feel them, I didn't have much dexterity in my fingers. If you're going to be making one of these for yourself, I highly recommend using some scrap fabric to test your ideas. The trickiest thing about making this for me was finding the correct order in which I needed to sew all the pieces together, and this also let me know exactly what sizes of pieces I needed. Once you have your pieces cut out, the next step is to fold over the edges and sew them down. This will help prevent the fabric from fraying or tearing. I don't know much about sewing or sewing machines, but whenever I started sewing or finished a line, I'd go back and forth with the needle and thread to tie down those ends and help prevent them from coming undone. Now, before you actually start sewing the pieces together, take the time to pin everything so you can test fit, make adjustments, and plan the order in which you're going to start sewing so you can make less mistakes. For how I designed this, I needed to finish the front and back panels completely with the hook and loop as well as the bottom conjoining pieces before I sewed the panels together, creating the actual pouches. So I had to remove some of the pins, sew together what I could, and then repin, retest fit, and finally sew the rest. This whole process took many hours, but most of that was just spent staring at the fabric trying to go from an idea to something I could actually hold. And if you're curious, I purchased 1 yard of fabric, and that's probably enough material to make 5 of these. And after making this one, I still believe I have enough left over to make a complete plate carrier. The retention straps are as simple as they can be. I just had to make sure I put hook where I needed hook and loop where I needed loop. I designed the straps this way to give me a lot of adjustability for different types of magazines and orientations of those mags. I'm still playing with different weapon systems and techniques, and I need my gear to be adjustable as I continue to experiment. Also, I used hook and loop where I did so it'll work with most plate carriers. I'll be making a plate carrier in a future video, so stick around for that, but for right now, I'll just be using this as a chest rig, and I figured the easiest way to attach this to my old Alice webbing was just with more Velcro, and it's working out great. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and, don't let your lack of expensive gear prevent you from getting out to the range or stopping the spread of communism. See you in the next one.